Hello, guys. So today I'm going to talk about a really important topic for everybody. Now, whether you really have experienced these feelings before or you haven't, chances are a lot of people around you are experiencing all of these feelings that I'm going to talk about today. Now, the feelings are really simple. Is the feeling of rejection to yourself, the feeling of not loving or not accepting part of who you are or who you are in general, which is quite a painful feeling that people go through as a result of a painful past or a painful experiences, whether it's abuse, bullying, or any kind of painful experiences. It's so easy for ourselves or a child inside of us to internalize that and personalize it and come into a conclusion that maybe because I'm not good enough or I'm not beautiful enough or I'm not smart enough, that's why these things happen to me. And sometimes that happens unconsciously, but the way you actually see these patterns in you is when you're really trying to do when you sort of every time you succeed, you feel like you're sabotaging your own success. You feel like you're not really taking actions towards your goal. You feel like you know a lot of things, but you're not really taking actions. And another thing is that when you feel blocked, you feel like you have some ambitions, but you feel like it's just not possible. If you haven't all of these feelings, chances are you have this feeling or that voice inside of you that is still active. Some people call it the demons inside of us or the inner critics. There's a lot of names for it, but it's just the conclusion of it is that you feel like you're not good enough or you're just not worth it. And this is really a deep research for me because I've been researching this and I've been really finding and I've been sort of it's from a deep experience, and I've been really interested in this topic of how do you actually transform this voice into something that is empowering, something that is powerful. And these people have experienced a lot of painful past. How have they transcend all of these experiences? Is it a mere breakthrough that they have, or is it something that they've gradually have done? So I'm going to share my experiences because I really think it's going to be valuable for everybody to understand how this voice is and sort of understand how to start tackling this problem from a good point. Because you could spend a lot of years in therapy, but this voice still very active in you. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why some people succeed in therapy and some people don't. Some people spend years in therapy, but they still haven't achieved this inner satisfaction of themselves. And I think the main reason for it is one thing, and that is the victim mentality and the validation that people get. So once you sort of internalize this voice as to say, "Oh, I'm not good enough," you get a lot of feedback. You get a lot of attention from people, and that becomes who you are. That becomes your identity. You're a person who feels that has been victimized by people, whether you've been bullied or you think that you're different from people or you've been abused, whatever. You feel like this mentality, this identity of yours is as a part of you, and essentially you don't want an end to it. And the first solution, guys, the first solution into making this a breakthrough for you is to start feeling these feelings and to start really being aware of them. Because if you always get lost in the story that you have, then you're never gonna break through, because the story is dramatic, it's good, it's fun. Although, yeah, it is painful, but it's still dramatic and it's still serving you in some way because it's got a story, it's got an identity. It's like a sad movie. Why do people go to sad movies? You can ask yourself that question because it's got a drama into it. It's got story into it. Now, you probably have a story, and this story is serving you in some way. And if you want to get out of this story, guys, you really want to sort of be aware of your feelings. How does it feel when you feel you're unworthy? How does it feel when you feel like people don't love you? Or you feel like you don't look good enough, or you're not handsome enough, or you're not pretty enough, or you're not smart enough? How does that feel inside of you? Get in touch with your feelings. Write that down and make these feelings something that you're aware of in your body, because if you feel these really deep feelings, they are very negative, and it's a very dark energy that the moment if you start being aware of it, you will instantly want to get out of it. So, and that intent, that desire that comes from side of you is what's gonna take you away from this place of victim mentality, right? So that's the first thing. Become aware of these feelings. And I cannot stress this enough. Become aware of all of these feelings. Once you feel like this story is coming up, and sometimes it comes at a trigger that you want some validation from people, or once you hear it, become aware of it, and then basically get in touch with your feeling, see what you're feeling, where's the energy going. And once you become aware of it, that's the first thing. And honestly, if you just become aware of your feelings and how does it feel and how is it holding you back from what you want in life, that's probably the ticket to freedom. That's probably the ticket for you to get out of these feelings of very deep insecurities. And the second thing, guys, is to actually start challenging them. Start challenging these feelings. Start challenging these thoughts. So being aware of your feelings and challenge your thoughts. So if your thoughts are, let's give an example. Yeah, you're not smart enough. Then challenge them. Yeah, because if you think that you're not smart enough, and that is really common when people grow up in families that value intelligence, right? So you think that you're not smart enough because you've been comparing yourself with these people that are very smart. So if you have this, then start challenging it. Or a better way to do it, say, okay, I might not be smart enough, because it might be true. It might be true that you're not smart enough, and it's not because you're stupid, it's because you haven't practiced. You haven't done the work. You haven't done the hours. And that's why. Or it might be the opposite. It might be that you have worked hard, but you just need to challenge this belief. So see in yourself, start challenging, start really taking charge of your actions and your thoughts. And I promise you, if you do these two things, being aware of your feelings and challenging your thoughts, you will have that ticket to freedom, the ticket for you being fulfilled with who you are, being really respecting who you are, and that's gonna become as a result of these actions, guys. Loving yourself or valuing yourself is not something to exercise. If you actually like somebody or love somebody, you don't say, oh, I love this person, I love this person. You don't do that. You love them, you like them because of who they are, right? Because of what they're showing you, because you feel like they're honest, they're playful, they're funny. That's why you love them, okay? So you need to sort of switch that back to you. If you want to love you, if you want to value you, then that's going to become as a result of how you're living. It's not the other way around. Some people approach it sort of backwards. They think they're going to love themselves and then they're going to start taking control of their actions. That doesn't happen, guys. It starts with the thought. It starts with you thinking and feeling and acting the way you are. If you really value yourself, if you value yourself, would you postpone your actions? You probably wouldn't, right? If you value yourself, would you say, oh, I'm going to do this tomorrow? You won't. If you value yourself, would you sleep late? You probably won't, right? So I think I got my point across. Some people view it in the backward. They want to love themselves first, and then they want to get into, they want to love themselves first, and then they want to be successful as a result of that. But that doesn't happen. Loving yourself is a result of you taking charge, taking ownership of what you do.